9:20 right now on your Thursday morning. The Gabby Petito case gained national attention when she disappeared, only to have her body found a short time later. As police continue to look for the prime suspect, her boyfriend, a lot has been made about their abusive relationship. It's many parents' worst nightmare. So how can parents recognize when their teen is in an abusive relationship? Let's bring psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Bober to answer some of those questions and give parents some advice. Let's get right into this. Most parents have probably experienced their kid having a relationship with someone they're not too crazy about, but how do you know when that relationship is toxic?
Well, this age group is particularly prone to these types of relationships, and it really has to do with the fact that their brain is pretty immature. The teen brain is problematic when it comes to delayed gratification, impulse control, and weighing the future consequences of its actions. So it really takes parents who keep an open line of communication and don't approach the situation and just say, I forbid you to be in this relationship. You really have to keep an open mind and try to keep things out in the open, because if you just tell them that they can't see the other person, all it's going to do is cause them to hide in the shadows and sneak around behind your back. So some of the things that we look for in these types of toxic relationships are excessive jealousy, controlling, if the person is degrading or disparaging to other people, especially in public, if they're constantly needing to know where they are, if they're forbidding them to hang out with their other friends, or they're withdrawing from family. All these can be signs of a toxic relationship.
See, and the struggle is a lot of these people who have these toxic behaviors know not to do it in front of the parents. So here's the other hard part. You determine it's toxic, but what can you do? Because as you just said, the more you try to push them apart, the closer they may become just to spite you, right?
Right. So I think that you have to, again, try to talk to your child, not try to put pressure on them, try to get them to see that you're concerned about them, and that, you don't want to put them in an oppositional position. You want them to see how bad this is for them and how unhappy they are. So I think you have to take sort of a non-directed approach and come at it from what is in their best interest. Now, there are certain situations where, there's a hard line, like if there's any kind of physical violence towards your loved one. At that point, they probably need to seek out professional help or even law enforcement if they're being physically abused.
That's what I was about to ask too. At what point do you just go beyond having the conversation with the teenager and going for more of a professional avenue, if you will, professional help?
Yeah, so again, I think physical violence is definitely the hard stop. I mean, I think once you see that, they have to go for professional help, or you may have to get law enforcement involved. But these are very complicated situations because teenagers are really trying to explore their own identity, their own self-concept. They're not really sure who they are. There's a lot of insecurity, a lot of peer pressure. So being an adolescent these days, or a young adult, is very difficult in and of itself, regardless of being involved in a toxic relationship.
Let's expand on that a little bit more, because I hear my parents say this all the time. I'm 35, but they say no matter how old you are, you'll always be my kid. How do you find that balance between letting them grow up, be independent, but also provide that oversight and guidance?
Well, I think that's the balance we're all trying to strike, right? I think if you don't let them learn how to stand and fall on their own 2 feet, they're never going to be able to go out into the world. But I also think you need to be there with guidance, with nurturing, with discipline, to try to get them on the right track, because research shows that parents who are sort of loose and don't, enforce discipline and don't have rules, really, the kids in a lot of ways will not respect you for that in the future. You have to really try to have structure and discipline, but still have, love and nurturing at the same time, which we call authoritative versus authoritarian.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
All right, Joe. All right, Doc, I appreciate your time. Very timely discussion. Appreciate your advice on this topic. If people can get more information and more advice from you on your website, drbober.com, and that's drbober.com. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.
My pleasure, Terrence.
All right.